Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. The governor of Edo State, Okpebholo, has defended the suspension of 18 local government chairmen by the State House of Assembly. The governor cited that their suspension is linked to their inability to explain the purpose of contributing 800 million naira monthly to leaders of a certain political party. Reacting to the suspension of local government chairmen, the Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, stated that the accusations leveled against the 18 local government council chairmen by the state governor, Senator Okpebholo, is part of his plan to justify his attack on democracy in the state. Joining us on the show this morning to discuss the legal justification of the suspension of the local government chairman by the governor is Barrister Maxwell, Okpara, human rights activist, founder, Initiative Against Human Rights Abuse and Torture. Good morning and welcome to the morning show, Barrister Okpara.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Vimbai. It's my pleasure. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Same to you. Well, Mr. Okpara, who is right, who is wrong? Even when it is clear that the Supreme Court of Nigeria has made it clear that local councils under Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution are democratically elected and that they have financial autonomy. Does it fall within the province of the governor, in spite of that ruling by the Supreme Court, to act as a headmaster over local government funds? What is the legal justification for his behavior, or is he wrong?
Dr. Abati, I want to start by saying that I do benefit from your write-ups, and I think you know more than I do when it comes to an issue like this. I want to start by saying that the president should, as a matter of urgency, through the Attorney General, call the governor of Edo State to order. You see, we are talking about legal matters there. We are talking about democracy. In the first instance, one fundamental issue the governor should have at the back of his mind is that immediately you remove the local government chairman, the local government council, then you are now calling on the CBN and the Accountant General of the Federation to stop the allocation of all those local governments in line with the Supreme Court's judgment. You see, most of the things that all these governors normally, most of the actions they normally carried out in the past, it is due to there is no policy direction in line with how local government administration and funds should be handled. But the Supreme Court, in the judgment, has expressly stated that any local government that you have unelected officers, that local government will not receive their own statutory allocation. That is very, very fundamental. They should have that one at the back of their mind. So if you now say that the House has suspended the local government council chairman, and based on that, you now replace them with unelected council chairman, it will not stand. Now, this particular issue is very, very fundamental in the sense that there is a valid and subsisting Supreme Court judgment in this particular issue. Now, how does it start? You ask the local government chairman through your deputy to send you the statement of account of the council account. Then ask you to make it formal. While waiting for that, you started making a plan. They approach court, and the court gave a restraining order, restraining you to maintain status quo. Now, the House of Assembly now suspended them, saying that they are not party to that suit. And in line with the House of Assembly decision, suspension, you now act. So I am now, the best approach to resolve all this particular issue there is that the people involved should approach the court and commence committal proceedings against all of them that are involved, including the Attorney General of Edo State. Because if President Tinubu allow this to stand in Edo State, that will be the collapse of whatever thing you want to achieve. Somebody was in the studio, I think Solomon Lalong, a few hours ago, and he was saying that are these people have their own policy, or are they working in line with the policy of the president? President Ahmed Tinubu wants to bring government closer to the people. But because of your own selfish interest, because of your own personal interest, you want to destroy the entire democratic system.
Right.
If there is anything, I'm in opposition against this government. If there is anything the president has achieved, is this particular policy. Right. By making the local government to be autonomous. But because of some governors want to still have control over the funds of the local government, that's why they're giving it a different interpretation. The other day, Soludo was in Anambra, giving the hello?
Yeah, I just when you finish your point about Governor Soludo, I'll come in with a question. Please go ahead.
Yes. Governor Soludo was the other day coming up with the Robastamp House of Assembly of Anambra State, giving another interpretation on the judgment, and the Attorney General of the Federation, Fabimi, intervened and called him to order. So, and the Attorney General of the Federation has also called the governor to order. So the best way to approach it is that to direct the Inspector of Police, because police is under Attorney General, DSS is under Attorney General, direct them to withdraw those police officers and send the coverage to all those local government elected chairmen for them to carry out whatever thing that they're elected to do.
All right, thank you so much. So I think you've established the fact that it's illegal, and the state governor should not have that right to suspend, because as the ruling from the Supreme Court earlier this year has established, the local government should run as its own, as its own government. But I want to even ask about the complicity of the local government chairmen themselves. Yesterday, this week, we had one of the local government chairmen of, I think, Auchi, Esako, in Auchi of Edo State. And he was saying that when the governor came into office, they went to visit him, they tried to see him, and when the question was posed to him about submitting his report to the governor, he didn't seem to understand that he's not supposed to submit his report, financial reports, to the governor, because they have councillors for that responsibility. Do you think that the local government chairmen themselves do not understand this law that you have just explained to us about the independence of the local government?
No, they understand to the best of my knowledge. The only thing there is that they try to see if they can work with the governor. You see, whichever way you like it, everybody in politics is all about interest. Election has come and gone. The governor has emerged. Whether you like it or not, you have a governor. So, and now that the governor has emerged, it is a responsibility to pay the governor a courtesy visit and say that we are ready to work together. But the governor should have his own limit, should know his own limit. Because just like you said, the State House of Assembly make laws for the state, while the councillors made bylaws for the local government. Now the governor don't have a right to control, because all these things all these things is going about who will control the funds of the local government. And the governor want to have some persons in that local government that they can be directed on how those funds should be controlled, should be used. That is the A to Z of it. Now, in order to do it, they are using everything humanly possible to make sure that either to remove them or to ensure that those local government council chairmen that was elected under Obaseki, they did not have their way. Because if they believe that these are the members of PDP, and whatever thing I want to do with the local council fund, they will not allow me. So the best thing is for me is to aid them out by whichever way and ask them to go to court. And before then, there is a subsisting court order, for Christ's sake. And you are not saying that the Supreme Court cannot direct the state. Who are you to interpret the Supreme Court judgment? If you are confused, you go back to that court to seek interpretation. So the governor has no right whatsoever to direct the local government chairman, elected chairman.
Okay, let's look at it from another perspective. We look at these allegations of what possibly could have happened with these funds. Of course, we are yet to see evidence of it. But my question is that if the councillors whom the local government chairmen are accountable to are not doing these investigations, are not sharing these findings, are not holding the local government chairman accountable, then who will hold them accountable? Because at the end of the day, we are also worried about a situation where the local government chairman will also become mini kings, little kings, in the same way the governors have also become little kings as well in their own dynasties. So just to look at it from another perspective, if Governor Okpebholo is saying the people who are supposed to do this have not done it, so I'm coming in all righteousness to do it, is it wrong? Because
No.
the councillors themselves have not done it.
Yeah. No, Vimba is wrong. See, why the governors are having their way in the state because of that immunity clause. Now, remember that the local government, the local council chairmen, none of them are under immunity. Now, if you feel that they have committed act of misconduct, ICPC is there, EFCC is there, they can be arrested. Their accounts can be investigated. Forward the report, because what the governor is doing it in bad faith. Because if it's in good faith, prepare a petition, submit it to EFCC. Alarm that they said that they looted how many billions of naira. Good and fine, you have your facts. Submit it to EFCC to investigate. And if EFCC conclude the investigation, they will be arraigned in court. So that is the procedure. That's what we are talking about. Because if you say that the councillor failed to do what they are supposed to do, and based on that, you want to now take over the duty of the councillors to remove the president, the local government chairman, or to impeach them. We are saying that it is constitutionally wrong. It cannot stand. And this is working against, because, Vimbe, do you know the implication of this? Other governors are watching how the Attorney General and the President will handle this issue of Edo State. Take it from me, I know Nigerian politicians. They are watching. And if they allow this one to stand, and the governor of Edo State have his way, take it or you leave it, you will see another state being controlled by another party. They will come up with one uses allegation against the council chairman and suspend them. And they will be using this Edo State as an instance. So that's why we are talking about these people. Are they working to actualize the policy of APC and Tinubu, or they are working for their own selfish interest? So you want to destroy the entire thing that everybody has been applauding. Because one, in my own local government, we put machinery in place to monitor how our money is being used. So if you feel that anybody can do it, anybody can submit a petition. It's all about this particular allocation, this particular money came into this account this month. What did you do with it? Anybody can write a petition. So, but when you are doing it, using some persons who are not even councillors to impeach a local government, carry out a purported impeachment, it cannot stand. That is why we are talking about that. The president, as a matter of urgency, should call the Inspector General of Police to order. And those who are advising the president, they should wake up. They should be reasonable. They should look at the law. They should look at Nigeria first, not for their own selfish interests. That is our position, and that's what we are fighting for. And yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Okpara, well, I'm not too sure whether it's the president who can take a decision in this matter. And why I say so is to ask you, what do you think of the argument by other persons that yes, despite the Supreme Court ruling, which clearly renders the actions by state governors trying to still control the finances of the state, of the local government illegal, that there are still certain provisions in the Constitution that will need to be addressed for clarity. For example, Section 162 sub 6 and Section 162 sub 7 dealing with the distribution of funds. In other words, Section 162.7 dealing with the state joint local government account, which says states are supposed to collect the money and pass on to the local councils. Now, this state government, they set up all kinds of administrative structures. They take more than enough of the money. The other contention has to do with Section 2 sub 2 of the same 1990 Constitution, which says the federation shall consist of the federal government and the states. It doesn't mention local councils. Local councils were mentioned for the first time in that Constitution in Section 7. So, which is why Governor of Adamawa, Fintiri, has gone to court seeking an interpretation of Section 162. Do you think, instead of saying President Tinubu should just give an order, it's beyond them, shouldn't we go back, to the same court to say, look, can you interpret these sections? I don't know whether that is clear enough to you.
Yes, Dr. Batu, you are right. But listen, that particular section you are quoting in the Constitution, the Supreme Court considered it before giving the judgment. Remember that just like as I said, if you feel that the judgment of the Supreme Court is confusing, is ambiguous, you approach the court, asking the court, please, we need clarification. Through an application, we need clarification on this particular issue. Remember that once the court is only person that have a right to interpret the law. And that section you are even quoting, when the judgment was given, people were giving it a different interpretation. People were saying that, why should the Supreme Court ignore what section of this? But what the court said that is the law is the law. Is the Constitution, other sections gave them the power. If something is black and the court said that it is white, it remains white.
All right.
That is the position. Now, excuse me, I'm going somewhere. Now, you are now talking about the president. The president have a very fundamental role to play. Remember that Attorney General is under him. The president is on the Inspector General of Police is under him. Now, when you the Inspector General of Police give, because for you to carry out an illegality and get away with it, you must have the back of the security agent. Had it been that the Inspector General of Police said,
all right.
You're saying something.
But Okpara, I'd just like you to round off your thoughts because we're about to move on. We're running out of time. You have 30 seconds to go. Thank you.
Okay. What I'm saying is that the president, the people who are advising the president, they should advise the president very well in line with the law. These are the same people that ask the president not to release Nnamdi Kanu. They should watch what will help the country, not what will cause trouble in this country. I rest my case. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barrister Maxwell Okpara. Thank you for your time with us this morning.